EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Mid-Season Classic. Always a pleasure to be along the coast of Maine, Lighthouse Point to be exact. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. Frank, this is sure to be another exciting day of golf out there. What are the challenges facing our players today?
The length of the golf course for a start, Rich. This golf course just under 7,700 yards. It's one of the longest ones you'll play. And of course the cliffs, that's why it's called this, they certainly are in play. There is one double green out there, that's the 10th and the 13th hole, they share the same green. Lots of great design features, and you've got it on a prime day in great condition. So enjoy the round and make sure you feast on the vistas as well.
This one is definitely heading left. Looks like it is going to end up in the rough.
Oh, and it gets a good kick. It's only in the first cut.
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Frank, I like the way he sort of starts his swing a little bit on the outside and then drops it right on plane. Just in the first cut of rough. Not a bad lie. The only issue is he might get a jumper here. Frank, this is good golfing weather. Nice strong breeze. Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
Yeah, you wonder what he's thinking on that. Rich, with a lie like that on the rough, you're going to get too much grass between club face and ball. You're going to have to adjust for that and at least take a club or two more.
Good shot right there. Beautifully done. Coverage continues at EA Sports. Let's go out now to our featured golfer at the 13th. As we check in on this late round action, we join our featured golfer really tearing it up today.
People might think the golf course is easy. No, it's just a reflection of the play. Good play and certainly rewarded.
This is just a superb performance. Great round to this point, Frank, and you can really see that reflected in his mood today.
Yeah, it just looks too easy. Swinging the club beautifully. Ball's going exactly where he wants it to. He's not trying to take too many risks. So consequently, he's getting birdie opportunity after birdie opportunity.
That is just a beautiful shot. Now the second shot to the par 5. Probably going to have to hit one more club here, Frank. A little bit uphill. Well, Frank, the wind is really starting to pick up.
You've got to fixate on the direction now. If you get the direction wrong and or mistime one of those gusts, all sorts of problems.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. So 24 feet after that approach shot, Frank.
It's well, just outside the what you'd think very makeable distance.
Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. So close. Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Nothing wrong with that par putt. Par 3 14th, headed over Lake Zimmer. Old man Zimmer was a legend in these parts here in Maine at Lighthouse Point. All you want here, Frank, at 240 yards. See a little bit off balance on the tee, and that one is going to be in the rough. You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish, but, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break. It was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Oh, do that in the hole. Tremendous shot. '15th hole, and Frank, a return to sanity. 387 yards, par 4.
Yeah, second easiest hole on the golf course. Bends a little to the left. Just avoid the sand left and that little pot bunker on the right. And you should be set up with a relatively short iron in to a green that really, the only problem is if you go long.
Good contact, good result. Frank, you think about the great rivalries in sports. The Yankees and the Red Sox, Ollie and Frazier, and in golf, Nicklaus and Palmer. Great athletes, great teams pushing one another to great heights.
And it's amazing how that's gone forward too, because Nicklaus and Palmer really became Nicklaus and Watson. Then there was like Norman Faldo, but some would say that Faldo Ballesteros, 6 majors to 5, was even more important. But in this era that we're in now, I think we're all praying for that Woods-McIlroy rivalry. Woods with 14 majors, McIlroy already with 4. That really is one to celebrate over. Really. This is that awkward length.
Frank, this is a player in full flight right now.
It looks too easy right now.
There you have it. Round 3 is finished, and it was a good one, Frank.
Yeah, after 3 rounds in, you really could start to see who could take home the trophy when it's all said and done. Great play, though, up until this point. Round 4 should be an absolute thriller.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Mid-Season Classic. Frank, this game has taken us all over the world to some absolutely beautiful spots, and this is one of the prettiest I've seen in a long time, the cliffs at Lighthouse Point along the eastern coast of Maine.
Yeah, it's always fun when we head up in the northeast area. Golf's been in this area for a long, long time. This golf course hasn't. Rather new design by Brandt and Patel, and it's lengthy, 7,700 yards. You'll get to hit just about every club in the bag, so good test today.
On to the 13th, and Frank, I love golf courses where you run into something you've never seen before. I have never played a par 5 of 700 or more yards. Here it is. That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Nice long tee shot there and a good lie, Frank. Frank, why are great rivalries so important? Why do we love them?
I think because people like to sit on one side of the fence. You're either for or against a great player. And I think we see that today with Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. There's the McIlroy fans that think his future is so bright. There's the Woods fans that still want him to pass Jack Nicklaus's record. That's the beauty. You've got to have an opinion, and you have to have a player. There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Just a beautiful approach shot.
Chance for back-to-back.
Putting on a show, this tournament moves to 15 under par. Now to the par 3 14th. It is 240 yards. What a golf course, Frank. I mean, this tests the best in the world. I'm talking about McIlroy, Jordan Spieth, and Ricky Fowler. 700-yard par 5s and nearly 600-yard par 4s. This is all you want.
It certainly is, and that's why the total yardage of this golf course is nearly 7,700 yards. This par 3, just a beast at 240 yards. One thing you want to do, though, is avoid Lake Zimmer. It's a big body of water to the right. If anything, though, look at the green. It shapes a little to the right. So you can use that left side of the green, which is away from the lake. It's a smart way to play this.
Well, that is a ball-striking clinic right there. Another dazzling approach shot. Pretty close. Par yesterday. Now for birdie. And he has it for birdie. The round continues at Lighthouse Point, and Frank, the 15th hole is a par 4, only 387 yards. Frank, for players looking to improve their putting, what are some of the training methods they can use?
I think speed is always a good one when you get on the putting green and you just practice trying to putt inside that 3-foot circle, because in the end all sports are the same. You're trying to focus in on the destination where that ball has to be delivered, whether it's tennis inside the court or basketball inside the rim. Putting's no different. As you get further and further away from the hole, then you just make an acceptable size circle that you're trying to putt within. So pace, very important. Safely on deck.
That will be a great look at birdie. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Has it. Final par 3 on the backside. It's the 16th, 241 yards. Time to make a move as we are in the finishing stretch here.
When you give the scorecard a cursory look, you might think 240-something yards is a difficult hole, but this plays quite a bit downhill, so it plays more around the 200-yard mark. A fairly generous green, protected by the bunker.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing. I mean, this skill and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. Settles in over the putt. Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
No, sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
This to surrender, only one shot.
Rich, I don't think that bogey's going to make any difference.
Well, Frank, I love this par 5 17th. Not only is it fun to play, but if you head over the Juniata Crossway Bridge ahead, you can find Brent's Lobster Shack, which is one of the best lobster rolls I have ever had. And you know they specialize in that up here in Maine. But what a hole. Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is.
What a tremendous display of power and precision. Playing his second shot here at the par 5.
This is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Wouldn't call it a great approach shot, but it still ends up in the fringe.
A little bit of magic from here. It's hole's not over.
On the green in regulation.
A makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under par. Everybody loves him. Birdie on the card. Frank, it's been quite a journey to this point, but here we are, the 18th hole at Lighthouse Point.
It looks like a dogleg left, or it should play like a dogleg left. You might stand on that tee and think that you can take the direct line.
You can't get there from here, can you?
Good old Maine terminology there. So the goal really is to somehow find that fairway down the right. And, of course, it all depends on how far you fly that tee shot and the line you take. From there on in, just a short iron and maybe a looks like it's heading for the bunker.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Looking to splash this softly onto the green. Wow, what a shot.
What are the chances of making it from there?
And that wraps up the final round. Just a great performance by our champion today.
Couldn't agree more, Rich. I think this one will have to go down in the books as an absolute classic. Fantastic play, not only the course today, but all week long.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Arizona Summer Classic. Here at the TPC Scottsdale in Arizona, and Frank, when so many people tune in to watch this great event, they think immediately of the 16th hole with all of those fans jammed in. It's like Fenway Park inside the desert there, but it's much more than that little par 3, isn't it?
It certainly is more than that, Rich. The TPC Scottsdale is a great venue for a PGA Tour event. It's a blend of everything: birdie opportunities, holes that are fought by water, bunkering that's been changed. All in all, it's a great atmosphere with nearly 500,000 people that visit this during the tournament week.
Interesting, with the almost space-age advancements in golf equipment, what with new, lighter materials, and with the increased focus on fitness and strength, players are hitting the ball longer than ever. That has forced architects to lengthen the golf courses without sacrificing the integrity or the shot value of the original design.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Superb shot.
Well, that's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
Looking to make a move. This putt for birdie. That's a birdie to get to 1 under for the tournament. Teed up here at the par 4 second, Frank, what do players need to look out for off the tee?
This hole has been lengthened in 2014, some 30-plus yards. Bunkering down the right has also changed, making this drive a little bit more important now. You can't just blaze away over the hill. Green also changed with the addition of 2 bunkers on the left side.
Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
Oh, I'm going to say, I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Moving a little left of the flagstick, Frank.
That's how you play the game, right there. Stick it in close and then knock in the birdie. Frank going for 2 in a row now. Wow, I thought he made that.
Well, just when you thought they might pick up one, now settle for a par.
Locked in on the read and the speed.
Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week. Just a few too many pars. Now the third hole, it's a par 5, and how does this one set up, Frank?
It's a nice yardage around that 550, 560 yard mark. So a good drive. You can certainly reach the par 5 and 2. Got to flash it across a little bit of a desert there. This green has been completely changed in 2014, and the addition of 1 bunker to that right side. Used to be 2.
Frank, even at major championships, a good crowd on a single day might be 25 to 30,000. Consider this for just a moment. At the TPC Scottsdale in 2013, round number 3 on Saturday, almost 180,000 fans jammed into that ballpark.
It's hard to imagine that's twice the gate at a Super Bowl on a golf course. Now, obviously, some of it's hidden because of the size of the acreage, but golf just doesn't get that type of crowds anywhere else in the world. But it works at TPC Scottsdale. They have a crowd that keeps going back. They have the Bird's Nest, for example, that goes there. The parties that ring around there. It's an atmosphere that golf never gets anywhere else, but it really works there. The players feel it too. They breathe it. And this is 1 week of the year, just 1 week, where they do feel like superstars.
It's a mix of soft spikes and stiletto heels. There's nothing quite like the TPC Scottsdale.
I'm loving that balance.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Frank, not overly long, but still a pretty good spot and in the fairway.
Yeah, that's in that 280 mark.
And now the second shot here at this par 5. And it makes the green in regulation. And this will be a 5-foot putt here.
Rich, it's been a very good workmanlike performance. Yet another birdie.
Into the top 15 on the leaderboard.
Action is underway, and we'll take you out to hole number 4.
Frank, this is a very nice start to the round. Couple of birdies on the scorecard, looks extremely solid.
Yeah, looks well poised actually to have a very good round today.
Frank, you've played in conditions all over the world. Here come the winds now. What's the mindset?
Well, this is really what separates the men from the boys. This is where you've got to tell yourself, and it's an advantage to you. Obviously, the scores will go up a little bit, given the conditions. But once again, this is going to suit the stronger player today.
You like the old phrase, swing easy when it's breezy?
Definitely when you're hitting it into a head breeze. But down breeze, tee it up a little bit, try and ride that wind some more.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Has this to save par. Nice par to remain at 2 under. Frank, this is a demanding driving hole, the par 4 fifth.
Another hole that bends gently to the left. There used to be 2 bunkers down the right side. It's now 1, and it's in the perfect position to make you think about your tee shot. Really, you have to be left of that. The new tee's added a little bit of yardage to it. The green still looks the same as what it once was. Tilts slightly from left to right. But you can see why a draw is the preferred shot at TPC Scottsdale.
Well, this is going to be an interesting day. The wind is howling, or as they would say in Scotland, just a wee breeze. That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Second shot, good look at the green. This could be a good one. Well, that's how you play the game, right there. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Starting to feel it now, 3 under. Ready to tee off now at the 6th. This is a dogleg left.
And another hole that's been stiffened by bunkers on both the left and the right side, really giving you the decision on what club to hit. Should you be bold or should you be smart?
Frank, how impressive is this performance so far?
You've got to tip your hat. Really just played good from the first hole on. Rhythm's good. Hit a lot of good shots. Very smart, very smart decision making as well. Long and straight.
That's how you do it.
Oh, that's got to be 300 yards, isn't it?
Frank, this is just a pleasure to watch. A player hitting on all cylinders at the top of his game.
Notice it's just flowing too. There's not a lot of deep analysis going through his mind. Just one step in front of the other. If your swing's there, you don't have to find it. If your putting stroke's there, you don't have to find it. Just let it happen.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Just an excellent shot right there. About 5 feet away. Good chance. Always nice to be comfortably inside that cut line. The Wiley golf instructor makes birdie.
That was a great first day out there, Rich.
I really enjoyed it. We saw a lot of birdies, excellent play, and some impressive names on top of this leaderboard. Anybody's game. NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. It's second-round coverage of the Arizona Summer Classic. Simply put, there is nothing like it in the game of golf. It is by far the biggest spectator event in the sport. We're at TPC Scottsdale in Scottsdale, Arizona. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo. And Frank, what can you tell us about this golf course?
Well, everybody wants to know about 16, the famed par 3 here, surrounded by those skyboxes. Once again, that'll be a topic of the day. But really, this is a regular sight for the PGA Tour. So those of you that were familiar with the golf course, it's now changed. 2014, the designers Morris and Weiskopf did a massive renovation.
Well over 100,000 fans every day, better than 500,000 for the week. It's a giant party mixed in with a heck of a tournament. Can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Made par yesterday. This one for birdie.
Excellent read for birdie to move to 5 under for the tournament. This is a good hole, Frank, the par 4 eighth.
Yet another dogleg left, Rich, on the front side. And it's a sharper dogleg now because they've put in 2 bunkers down the left side. It used to be a bailout area for the players in the past. You can't do that anymore. And I doubt anybody can fly it over that left one. It's nearly 330 yards to carry that in the air. Those 2 bunkers have forced the players to go out to the right, making that second shot a little bit longer now.
Beautiful looking shot right here. That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
I mean, he just blasted it down the fairway, well over 325 yards. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
This won't hurt him. Birdie try up next. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
That's a head scratcher. No other way to put it. That close to the green and misses it badly to the right. Not a gimme, but well within his range.
Rich, you got to tell me what happened. I covered my eyes on that one.
Another bogey. What else? Finishing out the front side now at the 9th. And Frank, what do you think of this par 4?
Nice way to finish the front 9, Rich. Very thin green, protected by that little splash bunker in the front. Iron players get a real advantage here. 1 bunker down the right side to be aware of off the tee, though. I doubt anybody could carry that.
Frank, they say you have to ride the wind. Boy, he got all of that one.
Got every ounce out of the conditions.
Settles in, looking to knock it in tight. Players still fighting the strong winds out there today. Good looking shot right here. That is a really good shot landing close to the flagstick. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Oh, he's gonna love it.
How far was that? That was miles away.
Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
Now to the 10th hole. This a sharp dogleg to the right, Frank, a par 4.
A good way to start this second 9. Really, it requires a nice tee shot down the left. There's no real advantage to try and carry it over that bunker, the one that's situated on the corner. So if you respect it and go a little left of that, you're going to have something in the vicinity of 160, 150 yards left.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Birdie try up next. Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. With that birdie, moves 1 shot closer to the lead. 2 rounds in the books, Frank, and a good spot from which to make a move.
Yeah, well positioned. Really, if you're leading, it's a different pressure. Being in the chaser pack there, playing well, what a great position to go into with 2 rounds to go.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Arizona Summer Classic. Set in the Sonoran Desert and surrounded by the majestic McDowell Mountains, we're at the stadium course at TPC Scottsdale in Arizona. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo, set to bring you all the action for today's event. Frank, when you think about the TPC Scottsdale, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
The golf course has been radically changed in 2014, but it still hasn't lost its luster. Really, it's just been updated like the game itself for these young, strong players of the modern era. Oh, that's fine.
That's an absolute tracer right there. In the fairway and well over 320 yards. And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par. And yet another birdie, this time inching into the top 5.
Par 4 sixth, and Frank, a couple of options here.
Yeah, a hole that bends to the left. A draw is the preferred shot off the tee. The longer hitters will have a big advantage. They'll be able to get it down there and just have a pitch or a short wedge into this. If you're not, that long, then you're going to have to lay it back short of those bunkers. That's going to leave a lengthy second shot.
Wow, that is a monster drive down there, about 315 yards. Looking at 125 yards. Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Can't make it, Frank, if you don't hit it.
Hubert Green once said, 99% of putts left short don't go in. I don't know what happened to the other 1%, but...
This one just requires a little bit of focus.
And that par certainly won't hurt the cause.
Still some time. Frank, where's the difficulty here on the 7th hole, the par 3 of more than 200 yards?
Well, Rich, front hole locations are always probably the toughest here because that's the narrowest part of the green. Bunkering really hasn't changed, and the green still does widen up, but the hole tends to play slightly uphill.
This one has a chance to be close. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Frank, you've navigated so many leaderboards in your career. This is the way to do it, isn't it?
Oh, there's plenty of holes ahead too, Rich. Third place, a really good position to be playing from here on in.
Good contact, good result. He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot, he is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Second shot, good look at the green. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Just a case of a hole suiting the player's eye. Made the birdie yesterday, and he has a good chance to make another one today. Shouldn't be a problem here. Well, very impressive, and on the move right now. Rounding out the front 9 with a par 4 of 453 yards from the back tee. Looks to be straight away here, Frank. Anything to be cautious about on this tee shot?
Well, that bunker, there used to be 2 bunkers down the right side. There is now 1, and it also pinches into the fairway, which almost makes this hole look like a faint dogleg right. But really, the best line is still down the left side, so it still actually suits a draw off the tee. Green is slightly elevated and not very deep, too. So judging that second shot, getting the right club is essential here at 9.
Well, that's how you play the game, right there. Little redemption chance here, had bogey yesterday. Really starting to shine, moves to 10 under for the tournament.
So through 54 holes, a really good position inside the top 5 with 1 round to go.
Yeah, and those handful of players that we're looking at, Rich, they certainly have looked the best players this week, which makes tomorrow look like a real thriller.